Where is he? Oh, he's waiting for you to leave. Welcome back to the second video in my build series for my 2015 Toyota Prius named Perla. In this video, I will be covering choosing a paint color for the platform bed and frame, as well as painting it and taking my yoga mat and cutting up to make a soft surface for the top of the platform. I'll also be going over some of the accessories and appliances that I've added to my car, as well as giving a quick little tour of what the car looks like before I took the front seat out, and also going over finishing the floor in the back seat. By the way, this cardboard was used as a template to cut out some of the platform bed pieces. I did not put that in earlier, I meant to, but I accidentally left it out on the first video, so I just thought I would insert it here real quick so you could get an idea of how you could do this yourself. We'll start off with unboxing my fridge, and then we'll get into the painting of the platform. Mobile freezer, yes. Look at this. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So excited. This is the new refrigerator freezer. It's a true dual zone. So that means it has a dedicated freezer and fridge, and actually you can switch them if you want. You can set your temperature, but the point is that they are true dual zone, so they're separate. So very excited about this. I think it's a 32 quart total, and this is like a 12, I think this one is 12 quarts, and then this is 20 or 19 or something like that. It's not going to fit behind the seat, which is what I originally had thought, but I actually figured we'll just put this in the back. So, and it's pretty short, so I can put stuff on top of it. So I cleaned it out, and right now I'm getting it down to temperature so I can see how well it works, to make sure it works. And I actually use the app to set the temperatures, but you could also do it on here. It says 55 degrees, but I set it at 0 just now. So it says 55, but if I click on that, you can see that it's like set at 0. And then this one is 48 right now. If you go like that, you can see, whoops, I guess 41 is where it's gonna go. Yeah, I guess I'm still trying to figure this out. But anyway, I have it plugged into my Bluetti power station right now, and it is currently pulling 29 watts. And this was already half down, so it'll be interesting to see how much percentage drop it takes, or it gets. Okay, I need to go eat because I'm slurring my words. Okay, so it's pulling still 28 watts while it's getting down to temperature, and this one's down to temperature, so now it's working on this one, and I've only been over here for maybe like 5-10 minutes since I plugged it in, probably about 10 minutes, so it's definitely going down pretty quick, so that's good. Yep. Okay, so I'm back in the car, and I just talked to the guy inside. I decided I'm gonna paint everything, so now I'm sitting in my car and trying to decide what color I want. So if I go with something darker, like this steel wool color, it matches the seats really well. Here, to show you. So this kind of matches the seats pretty good. It would be probably good to have something that matches the seats, because if you think about it, when you open the car door, if the seats were in, like if the back seats were in, it would be normal if it looked like the seats in the front. There are various levels of gray trim, so it's really not that big of a deal. It's just a matter of which one do I want to match it to. Actually, that's a pretty good match. And then this upper one is a little too greeny, although it kind of works for that, but it's still, I think, too light. So we can rule that one out. I'm leaning towards this one, but again, it doesn't matter because you can find various shades of gray, even on the seats. Like, for example, you have this part of the seat, which is a little bit more bluish, and this has a little bit more of a brownish to it. See, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna pick one. Since I'm here, I might as well match for this, even though I'm not buying anything to match this, just so that way in the future I can hold on to a paint color and not have to like worry about, like if I want to build something back here with wood at all that I want to paint, then I'll have the color. I opened the door and this one just looks better when you're looking in the car. So we'll go with this one. But I kind of like this one. See, this is what happens to me. I'm going with this platinum gray for the back because it matches this really well. And this one, yeah, we're gonna go with this one. All right, so we've got the paint, Ace Hardware, low VOC. I guess they're all kind of low VOC now. I got satin. I wanted to get semi-gloss because I feel like it's easier to clean. But I also didn't want it to be overly shiny when I opened the door, so I felt like that was a good compromise. But I can always paint over it later. And then I did get some carpet tape. It's gonna be better than the stuff that I used to put the floor in. And I'm gonna use this after everything's painted on the platform when I put the yoga mat down, and then later when I redo it and put like the gray carpet that I got down, I can use this to stick it down much easier than like adhesive.
Did you know where those shims are? I'm just pushing this, putting it down in here so it provides some tension.
The shims?
Yeah.
What are they, little wood wedges?
Yeah.
What do they look like? Okay. So that just kind of goes
Just pushes in.
just behind that piece
Don't,
that's...
yeah.
The piece that's behind the battery?
Yeah.
Like the piece underneath the platform?
Yeah.
Okay. And that other hole was originally where you thought you were putting it, is that right?
Yeah, well, that I just measured from the wrong spot. That's all that is.
What is that bolt in?
What
There's
is
a
it
hole.
in?
It's into the battery.
Well, it's into the battery cover, that thin.
Yeah.
It has a lip that hangs out.
Oh, right, yeah, okay. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I drilled into the lip that hangs out, so it's not going into the battery area.
See it. Look at that.
Yeah.
Isn't that great? Yeah. Thank you for building this for
you're
me.
welcome.
That means a lot. It really does. I love you.
I love you too.
Look at this. So cool. Oh, that's great. Oh, look at this. That's one lid. Oh, this is kind of sticking out here, but maybe I can do something with that. It probably won't matter too much. This piece opens like this. More storage. I think my battery is probably going to go there. My power bank. And a bunch of clothes. If the battery bank fits, I'll put it back there. Here I've got some, almost like a little secret storage space there. And this is to protect my fridge from flying forward again. And then the toilet will go here. So this is the camper toilet. And there's a channel called, I think it's Sweet Old Bertha. She actually had this kind of layout, and so I had it saved in my YouTube playlist for like probably 2 years, maybe 3 years now. I've lived in my car a couple times and I've never really done like a build. We didn't ever take the seats out. So I knew that when I did, I wanted to do what she did. And I actually bought the toilet like 3 years ago. And then unfortunately it was destroyed with a bunch of stuff, but I rebought another one. And then it does lift right out, but we had to actually cut it a little lower because I'm 5'7" and I was touching the top with my head. So now it works good. It's a little loose on one side, but I'm going to put something else underneath it. We might put something over here, I'm not sure. Or I might just like hang some kind of gray cloth. We'll see. No, this doesn't look the greatest, but it is covering a hybrid battery cord and it is taped down. What I'm probably going to do is cut around here and just so it doesn't look as messy, but no one's going to see that anyway, just me. My mattress is a trifold. I do need to cut it to the exact shape of the platform, but I'll do that tomorrow. But it is a trifold, so I can actually, with this piece, I can fold the mattress back and then I can lift this up just like that. I have a bunch of storage under here. This piece is in place. It just didn't really make sense to have to put it on a hinge. It was just a lot of work, and I'm not going to be moving the seat back with this build anyway. It was just easier to just have the seat permanently forward. This part does go back enough where I can have full view out that window when I'm driving. But as far as moving back, there is a bracket there that connects onto a piece of wood and then into either side of the seat. So I suppose if you wanted to do it further back, you could always move it a little bit back so you could still move your seat. However, we wanted to make sure that this was far enough forward that I could fully support my head. So that's why we did it. But I also have some extra storage down here. So I kind of like that. It's like a little, not secret compartment, but extra, little compartment. This here, we made it so it could be lifted when it's down, but if I move this back, I obviously can lift the whole thing up. We also cut a notch here so the seat can rotate all the way back regardless of how forward or back it is. So there it is. Look at all the babies. Oh, don't shoot them. There's babies. You could get like a free pass. All right, it's almost a full day later and we're still at the temperature, only 48% of the battery. So it started yesterday at, was it 59%? I think I started it at, and it's only drawing 26 watts right now. I can feel it's on, but a lot of times it hasn't even been on, like it's just holding the temperature well. So I'm pretty impressed with this. I feel like my power bank is gonna last a long time running this, so I'm not gonna have to charge it as often, which at the moment is good because I don't actually have any other way to charge this when I'm driving. Like I don't have a solar panel or like a inverter or a converter. Because I'm in a Prius, I wasn't sure if I could even use a DC to DC converter because there's no alternator. But anyway, this is still frozen. I don't have an internal, I want to get an internal thermometer because I hear people online say that like they don't trust these. But you know what? If this is frozen, then it's working. You know what I mean? And I can kind of feel it's good enough. So this is, I'm like so obsessed with this. I got it for like $254 and it's 32 quarts. And the freezer, sometimes on these smaller ones, the freezer is usually like, usually they'll put it like on the side where you don't get a lot of depth. But I liked this one because it has a full deep freezer and I like to make smoothies, so I can put a lot of frozen fruit in there. I find frozen fruit is cheaper than fresh fruit sometimes if you're eating berries a lot, so I always get those. I want to be able to like make a big batch of like say some sprouted brown rice and like some beans or something, and then put them in containers, like small containers. I'm really impressed with the whole situation right now. I'm like really obsessed with this fridge. It's a good one so far, but I have faith. I don't know why I'm doing this. I really just don't want to deal with a paintbrush for such a small space. So we're gonna give this a try. Now I just have to remember not to touch like my jacket or anything at this point. That looks pretty good. I did a little bit of sanding right here. I can just touch it just a little bit. And then there's one over here, but I just don't want to get paint on my jacket. Oops. See, I don't know if this is a good idea. But this is what happens when you just want to be done for now. This whole thing is going to get a second coat anyway when I come back in the fall. And I'll get that little crevice in there too. Okay, I'm just like cleaning this up just a little bit. I don't know why it matters right now. There's other things I could be doing. Part of it is I don't want any like wood splinters catching, but I don't know that this is going to make much of a difference. Here, can put a little bit of paint right there. Yeah, I'm not even doing anything right now. I don't even know what my problem is. Yeah, this isn't even doing anything. All right, I'm done. I need to walk away. Just walk away. Okay, let's go. Blue Eddy is in. Still trying to figure out the car charging thing, but I'm getting there. And, whoops, I guess I'm gonna have to move the seat first before I can put that down, but I'll get to that in a second. I'm still trying to figure out the charging, but I have it plugged in there. And it fits really nice right there. And where the fans are either side, so nothing's blocking it. Same thing with the fridge. There's a fan on this side and one on the other side, and so nothing's blocking it. And so my fridge and my jerry can just fit, like barely. So I'm so happy about that. This is gonna be a little bit of a hoopla, I think, to play with, but whatever, I'll figure it out. We're gonna get cozy in here because why not? We live here now. We're gonna take our shoes off, relax a little bit, put some music on. This is my new backseat organizer. It's actually 2 organizers, and it conveniently actually hooks right onto this. This was just a bunch of like things to hang, tactical stuff, whatever they call it. But this one fits kind of on top of this one. And then I have some Velcro that I'm gonna use for my curtain. And it's like fabric Velcro, so I can actually use it here to stick this closer to the seat so it's not just like hanging off. It is time to, several days later, finally put the yoga mat down on top of the platform. So we've got scissors. Oh, did I forget the double-sided tape? I swear to God, I'm forgetting everything today. All right, we've got scissors. I'm gonna cut up one of my old yoga mats and put it on top of here for now. Let's get started. This is actually pretty perfect as far as height. There is a little bit of a lip here, so it might be actually a little bit higher than back here, but this doesn't matter. My core and torso is up here, so that's the main part. But yes, this is pretty flush, and I made a little cut right here, and then I'll take this over here and I'll just cut it like across, and then after I do that, I'll cut out for different individual pieces and trim them down, and then I'll use double-sided tape to put everything down. And then I'll take the other piece and start, after I do this, cut it to fit the other pieces. I imagine this will be like probably 2 pieces because I'll probably use the end of the yoga mat. So this is not as straightforward as I anticipated it would be, but I should just be used to that by now. I did have to do some extra trimming because the edges weren't even along here, and it's not perfect, but also I've realized that it's a little bit wider down here as far as like where the opening is for this than it is here. Maybe not a lot, but just a little bit. I'm gonna have to trim a little bit over here. See if I could do this while I'm videoing. I'm gonna start filming. I'm gonna need a better setup here for everybody's convenience. Okay, and now I'm gonna put this on top. Okay, yeah, don't drag a dull X-Acto knife across a yoga mat when it's folded over, because I may have messed up how this looks. Again, the mattress is going to be on top, but I don't care. I want it to be I guess as polished as possible, because it's like, this is all art, you know what I mean? Like, this is all a piece of art, so I care about it. And it's okay that it's like this, but just a word of advice. All right, it's possible that this may be overkill, but I would not be a kid if I didn't overdo it. So now we get the fun part of making sure everything gets laid down exactly perfectly. So that's gonna be fun. I love that I did that to myself. Okay, I did it differently this time. I stuck the tape down first because it just worked okay for this space. And yeah, so this is all stuck down, so now I can just cut it little bit by little bit to make sure that it lines up with the edge of the wood there. So take two. So that didn't work out the best, because then I had to trim a bunch of stuff without being able to take it up. And so the edge looks pretty rough, as you can see. I also did have to get a smaller pair of scissors, which actually cuts a lot easier than these beastly pair. Okay, I'm tired. It might be Adderall o'clock. These beastly Cutco scissors. Yeah, it's Adderall o'clock. We're getting somewhere. This piece was fairly easy to do, I think, because this was just kind of open to the outside, so it just made it easier to get the pieces lined up. Pretty straightforward. I'm going to take off the tape on these now to peel them all up and then put it down. And then we'll get working on that piece, and after that, just this and that, and then we should be done. The platform is done, finally. And the lighting's not great, so it's hard to see, but it's all on. It took a lot longer than I thought it would, but that's okay. And tomorrow the mattress gets cut. There we go. And ideally I could have used a gray mat, but I had this, and I'm gonna cover it with carpet in the fall anyway, so there it is. This is me installing the rest of my cork floor. I have cut out sections of this cork yoga mat, and I'm just kind of fitting in as I go. So I'm just being really careful of the battery back here and the wires. But this is kind of how I'm doing this, how I've done the whole thing. I might trim that a little bit more. And this can get tucked under here. And I'll probably have to trim a little bit of that. And I'll tuck all of this underneath. I don't know if you can see it. This carpet here. All of that will get tucked under the carpet. Probably I'm gonna have to trim a little bit more. And then I have my double-sided tape, which once it's fully trimmed, I'll put it in, and then I'll kind of fit it down so it's flat. And then what I had originally wanted to do is I have gray carpet that I bought at Home Depot, no, Lowe's maybe, one of those two. And I was gonna put some on top of this just so that way it's extra stealthy, because gray is just gonna be more stealthy, or black even. But I don't know that I have the capacity to do that right now, so that might be another project to do in the fall. So we'll see. One thing I can do for now, I probably won't open this door much, but I could also, I have some gray chamois cloth towels, just like small ones, you know, kind of like this size, but they're gray. And I may just lay that over here and also just kind of like over on top of this because this isn't closed off yet. And this way it's just extra protection for the battery if this window is ever open and water gets in. I don't want anything to get on the battery. So I might do that. Yeah, that's probably a good solution for now.